Hi everyone, welcome to Leo the Lurker. I'm going to do some more Reddit posts today. I don't know if you can hear it in the background. I have my air conditioner running. I know it's February, but I live in the South and it's hot today, so hopefully it's not too bad. We'll see. Um, yeah, welcome to the channel. I hope you like it. I'm trying to get these videos out a couple times a week, so, subscribe, stay tuned, see what I come up with. And let's dive into it. Let's see. Let's go to the first post that I picked by user BigResident1462. Am I the asshole for telling my daughter she needs to start dressing appropriately? Uh-oh. 35 female. My daughter is 14. Her father passed away when she was 2, and I remained single up until 2 years ago when I started dating Matt. He is 46 and has a 19-year-old son, Chris. They moved in with us 2 months ago. Chris is in college full-time and stays at my place because it's super close to campus. Wicked good kid. Super respectful. And the issue? My daughter very obviously has a crush on him. Ugh, okay. But, I don't know. Well, I'll reserve my judgment, but, I mean, I'm like, the dressing isn't the issue, it's the feeling she's having, but we'll see what happens. Since Matt and Chris moved in, my daughter started dressing really inappropriately at home. I'm not talking about revealing clothing. I couldn't care less if she wore short shorts or whatever around the house. It's a lack of clothing that is the issue. She never did this prior to them moving in, but now whenever Chris is home, she will come out in literally nothing but her bra and underwear. Ooh, okay. She wears girls' boxers, so it's not a super big deal, but it has absolutely become a problem. The boys don't even pay attention to her, but I see what she's doing, and it bothers me because she literally only does it when she knows Chris is home. Like this morning, Chris had late classes, and it's her school vacation. She came out in her normal pajamas. So sorry, everybody. She came out in her normal pajamas originally, saw Chris sitting at the table on his laptop. She announces that she's taking a shower, and she comes out 30 minutes later in her bra and underwear with the flannel unbuttoned over it and says, "Hey Chris, what are you doing?" and sits down beside him. I immediately told her to come talk to me in her bedroom, and it was at this point that I told her from this point forward she wasn't allowed to leave her bedroom unless she was properly dressed. She asked, "Why do I have to put on clothes when this is my home and I should be able to be comfortable?" So I was blunt and said, "Because the only time you seem to give a damn about your so-called comfort clothing is when Chris is here. Go put some clothes on." She stormed off to her room and slammed the door and didn't come out again. Now I have literally spoken to her about this at least 4 other times because it just keeps getting worse and she keeps putting on less and less clothing. I've asked her straight up if she had a crush on Chris, and her face goes beet red with her saying, "Ew, gross, no." Okay, well, she does. But it's obvious either way. I'm not blind. I also made a point to tell her she needs to think about how much trouble she could get older guys into by making the advances she is, but of course she gets angry that I'm accusing her of being a slur. I don't think I can say on YouTube. I never said that. I think she's a normal hormonal teenager trying to get guys' attention. Either way, she is pissed and she's texted my mother, who is now calling me and saying I'm wrong for making my daughter feel like her comfort doesn't matter over a guy and his son who aren't family. Am I the asshole? Ooh, sticky mess. Sticky mess. No, I see what you're doing and you're right, but ugh, I honestly don't even know what I would do in this situation. You don't want to police her body. You don't want her to feel like she is responsible for other people's thoughts. But at the same time, if she's actively seeking attention from Chris, he needs to be protected from that because, like you say, he's older, but also just ick. Good that he's not interested, but she does need to tone it down. I just don't know how you tell her to do that without crossing boundaries. Man, I don't know. let's get into the comments and maybe I'll change my opinion. Not the asshole, but I would have a real issue with her trying to drag your mother into this. Mother needs to be told to butt out, and daughter needs to know trying to get your mother on her side will not work. Okay, well sorry, that I almost shouldn't have even read that comment. I didn't know what it was until I did read it, but it's kind of irrelevant. This is about the issue at hand. Not the asshole, but instead of discussing just her clothing, sit her down to discuss how people should be loved for more than their bodies, and that understanding or undressing to get attention isn't the way to find a good relationship. That dating should be about liking the person's mind as well as everything else. Yeah, I like that, but it's easier said than done with a 14-year-old. This one is saying, I was thinking fake girlfriend too. Bring a friend home to study, have her play along, and show up wearing a turtleneck, and or tell Chris to start burping and farting when she walks into the room. No, that's not going to solve anything. I don't know. A lot of people are saying a lot of things, but I don't really see a good solution to this. We'll keep an eye on it for an update. Maybe OP will find out a solution, but I do agree something has to be done. It's always difficult in these ones where it's either, in this case, a child or a roommate situation where somebody wants somebody else to cover up for the possibility of the men around seeing them, and it's a slippery slope when we start policing people's bodies and body shaming and all that and making a young girl feel uncomfortable. But it's also not cool that she's outwardly flirting with her stepbrother. It's that dynamic is not okay. Let's move on to the next one, because I don't even know what to say or do about that one. I'd need to ponder on it for a while, and I don't want to make y'all sit there listening to nothing while I and ha. User ThrowRA Carl. My 37 male wife, 34 female, lied, got caught, and lied on top of that lie. I'll make this short. My wife, 34 female, and I, 37 male, have been married for 5 months. I knew she was married once prior to marrying her. I also had one previous marriage. Fast forward to a few months ago. I was filling out a passport document for her, and I asked for her previous last names, so I Googled her. It asked for her previous last name, so I Googled her. What popped up? Her divorce name, which I knew about, her maiden name, and another last name. So I dug some more. Found a court record for this other marriage. I confronted her about the lie, which she wouldn't take ownership for. Fought with her for hours to get her to admit she lied and that it was wrong. During this conversation, I explained that I wasn't upset at the amount of previous marriages, now 2, when I only knew of 1, but I was upset at the lie. I made her promise she wasn't hiding any other marriages, children, etc. She said, I swear on my mom and dad's lives, so I forgave her and moved on. Well, just a few days ago, guess what your boy finds out on the internet? There's another marriage that was hidden from me. Yep, yes. I confronted her again. She became defensive. She said things like, well, I didn't stop you from looking, and LOL, it's not a big deal, I was young. What does it have to do with stopping him from looking? She also lied about some other things. Small example, a photo of her sister hanging on the wall. One day I asked which of her 2 sisters it was. She flipped the fuck out on me and tore all the photos down and threw them away. A few days later, she fessed up and said that it was actually her in the photo. What the fuck? I told her I want a divorce. I don't think she believes me. I brought home divorce papers for her to sign, but she's refusing. She also stole the paperwork that I went to the courthouse to get and spent 2 hours filling out and manipulated me into agreeing to talking before she'd give them back. These are 3 of many lies, albeit these are the most significant lies, but there's more. This is a fraction of what we've been going through. I could write a book about all the hell she's put me through. So what's your take? I need advice. Okay, OP, my advice is to build a time machine, go back in time, and don't marry this woman. If this is, y'all been married 5 months. This is, at the end of your post, you make it seem like this has pretty much been going on the whole time y'all been together and before you got married. Why did you marry her? I mean, yeah, continue on with the divorce. You don't need her to sign. It would make things easier if she would, but if she doesn't, take it to court. Yeah, you've got an issue. Like, she's probably, I don't know, I'd find out if those ex-husbands are still alive or not. Is she a black widow? Is she gonna put something in your tea? And do you have a life insurance policy with her name on it? I would start making sure that you change the beneficiary on any forms like that. If you happen to have like a will or testament or whatever, change that before you get divorced, so that in case something happens, I'm just saying, this sounds like a Dateline episode waiting to happen. Alright, let's look into the comments. Lawyer up. She's obviously not going to make it easy, and you're going to need more than just randoms on Reddit to help with this. Agreed. Thought about it. I've spoken to a family law attorney. We have nothing together. No home, no kids, no cars, no possessions, nothing. Good. Get out before she tells you she's pregnant. It's still worth it to get home, or to get some legal advice, since she's not taking you seriously and refusing to sign papers. Yup. Just get a lawyer, dude. Just get a lawyer. I mean, that's what everybody's telling him, so we'll move on to the next post. Username TouristMurky4123. Am I the asshole for dumping my boyfriend immediately after he said he owns my company? Brian, male 40, and I, female 38, initiated a relationship after months of flirting. I was super into him, I liked him a lot, and I felt like I was getting a real partner. Things started to change after we had sex. I felt taken for granted and like he'd moved me down his list of priorities. This took me a hot minute to process because I had feelings for him. He also has a daughter that I care about, female 18, and I didn't want to lose that relationship. I'm a business owner in the innovation space and have been very active with the group in my area. I'm suspecting that Brian got close to me for what he could get out of it rather than wanting a real connection. He has a very dark relationship with his ex-wife. He claims that she made his life miserable because she still wants him. However, the news that she has a steady relationship hit him hard last week, and he went crazy. He said insulting things about her new guy. They've been divorced for at least 5 years. I asked him if he knew him, and he didn't even know his name. I've been telling him that I don't enjoy his jokes. He's gone from nice and loving to saying degrading things, and honestly, I've asked him if he's listening to Red Pill podcasts or what. I'm confused about these new trends. Incel, Red Pill, alphas, etc. Yeah, me too. They're confused too. And I don't know how to assimilate. Don't assimilate. Do not assimilate to any of that group. Tell them to kick rocks. All I know is that we have an income gap and that he doesn't have the tools to improve things for himself. I used to be very open to dating men who aren't necessarily successful, but now I'm getting really nervous since I suspect many men are trying to use women. My company just signed an agreement with a very high-profile corporation, and it was announced. Ever since that happened, he's been calling it our company. I told him he can't say that as it's very misleading, and he laughs and says he's only kidding. Ooh, yuck. 2 weeks ago, we had a very long conversation about his changes in personality and the way he treats the relationship and how I feel about it. He begged for a second chance and seemed to be really trying. Ugh. Fast forward to last night. We were out with his friends when he drove us around the industrial complex where I'm establishing my new office, still painting and getting it ready. I thought he just wanted to see the aircrafts, and there is a small local airport close by, but he pointed at the side of the complex where my space is located, and his friends enthusiastically asked questions. I tried to hold back, but it made me very angry. I don't need to have my career showcased for anyone's benefit. We stopped for ribs and drinks, and he referred to the company as ours. I immediately asked, what company? And this time he was hesitant, but still answered. I lost my shit and told him off immediately and set the record straight. His friends looked embarrassed and confused while he tried to calm me down. I dumped him right there, oh good, and rejected their offer to take me home. This morning I woke up feeling embarrassed. I feel like I made a scene. Good! I have no intentions of going back to him or making up, but I don't know if I overdid it by chastising him. About me. I built this company from scratch, with lots of trial and errors, and because I needed more formal education in my field, which I did get with lots of sacrifice. About him. He has a regular job, but he's very unhappy. He has tried to create companies on a string of failures. I really hate him, and I'm fed up, but his friend's girlfriend reached out to apologize if she and her boyfriend did something wrong and said Brian was humiliated and took it really hard. Am I the asshole? Nope. Nope, nope. It's good you shut that down. Like, let him have his little ego trip. Don't you dare apologize or go back to him. Shut it down, you know, through a third party. Get him back any stuff he might have left at your place. You get back your stuff and shut it down. Don't ever speak to him again. Screw this guy. Screw him. And don't let him use his daughter against you. You know, poor thing. But you just, nope, nope, nope. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. This is that, you know, Whoopi Goldberg from Ghost telling you, you're in danger, girl. Alright, let's see what the comments have to say. When you dumped him, did his relationship with your company change? Did he lose an office, title, ownership, stake, or paycheck? If not, you didn't overreact. You very clearly asked him to stop pretending he was part of your company. I bet you paid for the ribs, too. He hit the jackpot, a confident and successful partner who buys him ribs. He blew it big time. His representative had a good thing going on. A woman with means, and he blew it by showing his true self. Had he waited it out maybe a year more, he would have had OP hooked. Good thing he's a dumbass. You deserve respect and support, not manipulation and disrespect. Don't doubt yourself for standing up for what is right. Move forward with confidence. Yeah. Just move on and, you know, take some time to yourself. I always recommend after a breakup, take some time for yourself to see what ended the relationship so that you know what you don't want to get into next time. That's just my advice. You don't have to take it, but it helps to examine yourself so that you can see warning signs and, you know, really dissect what you liked and didn't like, and it'll make you a better partner for your next partner, and you'll find a better partner next time. You won't waste your time. Alright, username Ordinary Coffee 2353. Am I the asshole for yelling at my sister-in-law at my wedding and telling her no one cares that she is pregnant? Ew, okay. My husband, 30 male, and I, 26 female, got married during COVID. We couldn't have a big ceremony because of restrictions, and unfortunately my family couldn't be present as they live in a different country. With restrictions finally lifted, we decided to have a more traditional ceremony in my home country with my family. My husband's family came, his parents, some friends, cousins, and his sister, 32 female, we'll call her Sarah, and her husband, 28 male, we'll call him Matt. Sarah and Matt live on the other side of the U.S. than the rest of us, than the rest of the family. They had their wedding a couple months back in their home state, and ever since then, when we have a conversation, even without our wedding coming up, Sarah would say that she and Matt are planning to get pregnant on the trip for my husband and I's wedding. No big deal. It is a little bit too much information, but anyway. I just made sure to tell her that she needs to ovulate for that to happen, but other than that, I could not care less. What started to get annoying is when we were talking about all the activities, excursions people wanted to do so could go ahead and book it. Sarah would always say, make sure that there's enough time for Matt and I at the hotel so we can get busy making our baby. Okay, girl, shut the hell up. Again, kind of gross. Very gross. A little annoying, but whatever. They're grown-ups. But is she a grown-up if she keeps having to talk about it like that? Good Lord, nobody cares. About a week before We all leave to go to my home country. Sarah and Matt arrive in our home state to spend time with the family as they rarely see them. My husband and I, his parents, and my husband's brother and sister-in-law are sitting chatting when Sarah blurts out she is pregnant. We all get really excited, congratulate them, and saying how happy we are. We start asking some questions, and Sarah says she is 2 weeks pregnant. Everyone kind of loses a little bit of excitement and says, wow, that's really early. We suggest to wait before telling other people, just as a lot can happen. People usually don't even know they are pregnant until at least 6 weeks, and even then they are encouraged to wait until after the first trimester to tell people. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law were very happy and excited for them, but cautioned them even more as they have experienced multiple miscarriages before having their first child. Matt replied by saying they are only telling the people closest to them, his parents, and her siblings. No one else since it's so early. Well, the next day, Sarah had called her great uncle and his wife over for drinks and decided to tell them too. Called her one aunt and uncle and told them. And then by the end of the day, basically the entire extended family knew, as well as some of her mom's friends, which stopped by the house, and Sarah told. With each person Sarah told, Matt got more agitated, as they had agreed to only tell a select few. Matt finally gave up and asked her why she doesn't just post it on Facebook, as it will be quicker, to which she replied she wants to, but she thinks it will be frowned upon. My husband came to me and said he feels like she is trying to draw the attention away from us and our wedding, as she is known to do anything and everything to have the spotlight on her. I said to not worry about it, as when we are in my home country, she isn't going to know many people, so she won't say anything. He agreed, but went to his parents and told them what he was feeling and asked if they could politely suggest that she keep it to herself when we left for the trip. They agreed and that it was valid for him to feel that way, as they know she hates it if the focus is not on her. Oh, Lord. Lordy. Anyway, we leave for the wedding, and I see my mom for the second time in 5 years. Obviously, it was a very emotional reunion, but we wiped off our tears quickly and sat down for a meal with my husband's family. After I introduced her to everyone, the waiter takes our order, and the first thing Sarah says to my mom is, "Your daughter probably already told you, but I won't be drinking this trip." My mom says that is no problem. You don't have to drink to have fun, and that Sarah will still have fun even if she chooses not to drink. Sarah interrupts my mom and tells her it's not by choice that she is not drinking, but that she is pregnant. Keep in mind this is 10 minutes after she met my mom. My mom says congratulations and keeps on with another conversation. Sarah interrupts my mom again and tells her how she is 2 weeks pregnant and just so excited. My mom, who is in medicine, then tells Sarah the same thing we did, that she should probably wait until she is in her second trimester to tell people, and Sarah completely ignores her. The same thing happens with my aunts, cousins, uncles, sister, grandparents, all of whom she had never met before. Girl, they do not care. My husband yet again speaks to his parents and asks them to please tell her to keep it private because it feels as though she is purposely trying to take the attention away from our wedding. They say they will talk to her. Matt actually comes up to us and apologizes by saying he agrees that it has gotten out of hand and the number of people that know is way more than the number they agreed upon. Fast forward, we are sitting eating while we wait for one of our excursions. A family that I lived with for 3 years when I first moved to my husband's country. Sorry, my phone was doing a thing. A family that I lived with for 3 years when I first moved to my husband's country flew out for the wedding and met up with us for lunch. They have never met my sister-in-law. The wife and I are talking about the wedding and all the arrangements while my sister-in-law sits across from us and listens to the conversation. My husband orders some shots for everyone at the table, and when his mom says she doesn't want one, so he tells the server -1. My sister-in-law hears him ordering the shots and goes off yelling across the table, "I can't drink alcohol. You know I can't drink a shot. Why would you order me one?" Everyone kind of stops and looks at her for a second before my husband says it's not a problem, as Matt said he wants to. Everyone then continues their conversation, including the wife and I. My sister-in-law interrupts me and continues to make a big fuss over how my husband ordered her alcohol when he knows she's not drinking. The wife then says it's okay because Matt said he'll drink it, so it's not going to waste. My sister-in-law then says again how annoying it is that my husband ordered her a shot, and I say not to worry about it because I'll just drink it if Matt doesn't want it. She keeps doing this till I finally tell the wife she's not drinking because she's pregnant. The wife says congratulations and asks how far she is and also tells her to be careful of telling too many people. This situation happens about 3 more times in the week leading up to the wedding. Now this is why I might be the asshole. The last time it happened, she was telling my high school friend at the wedding how sick she has been, but no one asked why she is sick. They were just empathetic and saying they hope she feels better. They came over to me to talk to me, and she followed again complaining about how sick she has been and the kind of pushing them to ask why she's been feeling so sick, when finally I said, "Sarah, are you fucking kidding me? No one gives a shit that you are pregnant. They don't even know you." Sarah ran off crying, and my mother-in-law heard me say that and told my father-in-law, who screamed at my husband saying how we hurt Sarah's feelings and how she's just excited. My husband doesn't think I did anything wrong, and my high school friends think I was fine too because they know the backstory. My mom and some of my husband's family think I was the asshole. So am I the asshole for telling my sister-in-law that no one cares she's pregnant? Okay, let's jump into that one. No. I mean, plenty of people will think you are, but I'm going to say no. Like, just trying to make somebody else's event, whatever it is about yourself, is just so rude. And, it seems to be so widespread. The more we publicly shame these people, maybe they will learn and they will stop. For the love of God, just stop. Just stop. Like, after the wedding, she could, like, have baby showers and gender reveals and all that till she's blue in the face. But at somebody else's wedding, she needs to shut it. Shut it. Shut it. Top comment. Sarah doesn't sound mature enough to have a child. I second that. Yes. Next comment. I'm having a hard time believing there will even be a child. Ooh, is she doing it all to steal the attention, and then suddenly after the wedding to get more attention there will be a tragedy? Maybe. I wouldn't put it past somebody like that to make sure that they stay as the main character. Anyway. She said she knows when she got pregnant. It was their anniversary from when they started dating, and then she took a pregnancy test and it came back positive 2 weeks after their anniversary. She could also apparently feel when the implant of the egg happened. Oh, girl, no you did not. No you did not. Unhinged. I mean, like, this is crazy, but thank God these people exist so that we have awesome Reddit posts like this to read. Anyway, not the asshole. No, you're not the asshole. Trying to find another one that I want to dive into. We'll do one more before I end the video. Alright, username Extreme Plantain 533. Am I wrong for telling my sister to shut the fuck up about getting married and having kids? Ugh, probably not. But let's see. We'll see if you're in the wrong. I'm gonna preemptively, not the a-hole, we'll read the post to see if I change my opinion after that. I, 28 female, come from a very traditional Southern American household, and since I was little, the expectation was that my brothers would get lucrative jobs while my sister and I would get married and have kids ASAP. Ooh. Most of my siblings and I ended up fairly open-minded and modern thinking, except for my sister Stephanie, 25, fake name. This never really bothered the rest of us, save for my parents' favoritism towards her because she conformed to their ways, but c'est la vie, we're over it. Anyway, I became distant from Steph and my parents when I went to college against my parents' wishes. 3 years later, Steph got married right out of high school to a guy from my parents' church and became even more the apple of their eyes. Meanwhile, I went to law school on loans and scholarships, and though it's been difficult, I'm now a successful attorney in a big city. Congratulations, OP. I'm single as a Pringle and definitely not looking to mingle. Oh, same, girl, same. Much to my parents' chagrin. But I have my cats and my friends, and that's all I need. Yep, as a manager of the cat department in an animal shelter, true that. Cats are all you need. Steph, on the other hand, has 3 kids with a 4th on the way and hasn't pursued any career or education, though to her credit she seems happy enough to take care of the kids in the house while her husband provides. I'm happy that she's happy. That being said, I've put considerable distance between me and her and my parents. The reason is because the last time I visited home, the 3 of them tried to set me up with some random dude from their church. Oh, God. I'd never met him in my life, but apparently that didn't matter to them because he was from a good God-fearing family. Yeah, good God to that. And his parents were friends with mine. Why does that matter to parents? It was also on this trip home where I finally told them I wasn't a Christian anymore, and since then, the distance has been mutual. There you go. Anyway, last week, Steph called me up under the guise of catching up as sisters, but then she said that she was concerned that I was approaching 30 and unmarried. Oh, are you concerned? Oh. She said all this stuff about how I was running out of time to get married and have kids, and that I needed to come back into the light of God. But all I heard was our parents' words in her voice. Yeah, I bet. I said, Steph, I love you, but please shut the fuck up. I've accepted you're a Christian housewife, so why can't you accept that I'm an atheist career woman? Is it really so hard to let me live my life? And she shouted something about heresy and how dare I speak to her like that, and then hung up. that sounds hilarious. Now my parents are blowing up my phone, and although the rest of my siblings are on my side, I was wondering if I was wrong here. No. You're a somewhat estranged sister calls you out of the blue to preach at you and tell you how concerned she is for you. No. See, what they're hoping is that you'll marry a dude from their church, come back home, live there, have babies. She can have you there to support her and watch her kids and all that, and you'll be just like her, and y'all will be the best of friends, and it'll be the most greatest thing that ever happened. But that is nothing about what you want, and you're entitled to not want any of that shizniz. Don't feel bad, OP. No. Stand your ground and make sure that she knows that you don't give a shit about her opinion. Who cares? Okay, top comment. Not wrong at all. Your family sounds incredibly exhausting and frustrating. Try to put them out of your mind and enjoy a good quiet meal with no loud kids and play with those kitties. Hell yeah. You have cats. You don't need kids. You have cats. Not the asshole. I found that religious people are sometimes like an aroused dog. Sometimes you gotta give them a little smack on the nose to get them to stop humping you. Yeah, I like that comment. Very accurate indeed. Do y'all hear my... Okay, my cat is scratching on the door, so let me go let her out. No, you're not the a-hole. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, I mean, everybody says not the a-hole. I haven't seen anybody here say anything to the contrary, but they probably don't want to get downvoted. I'm still learning Reddit, so I think downvoted is a bad thing. Okay, yeah, I mean, that pretty much covers it. That's going to be my Reddit reading for today. I hope you guys like that. If you do, leave your opinions in the comments about any of the stories I read. I'll talk to you about it. If you agree, if you disagree, whatever. If you want to see more videos like this and a different little background every time, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. And I'll see you guys in a few days. Probably, likely, like 3 or 4 days. Anyway, bye. Thanks, everybody.